What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about one of the biggest questions in the GTA community right now. Where is Trailer 3? At this point, I've seen so many people saying they're holding off on pre-ordering GTA 6 until Rockstar gives us another proper look at the game. And honestly, I can understand why. Yes, we've had two incredible trailers. We've met Jason and Lucia. We've even gotten dozens of new screenshots. But when you really think about it, we still haven't seen an actual gameplay showcase. If Rockstar is asking players to spend $80 or even more depending on the edition, it is only fair that people want to see what they're actually buying. So today, let's go over everything we currently know about Trailer 3, what Rockstar's past marketing campaigns can tell us, and why I think the next reveal could end up being much bigger than people expect. If you enjoy these GTA 6 discussions, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Now, let's get into it. A few days ago, TGG shared an interesting theory about GTA 6's next trailer, and I think he makes a really solid point. His idea is pretty simple. The longer Rockstar waits to release Trailer 3, the more likely it becomes that they skip straight to a gameplay reveal instead. And honestly, when you look at Rockstar's history, that actually makes a lot of sense. But if Trailer 3 does happen before a dedicated gameplay showcase, what should we actually expect from it? It is worth looking back at Red Dead Redemption 2. Trailer 3 for Red Dead wasn't just another cinematic montage. It started introducing actual gameplay mechanics, train robberies, camp management side activities. It also raised the stakes of the story by introducing more of the game's villains, and showing what Arthur Morgan was really up against. The first two trailers built excitement. The third trailer explained what the game was actually about, and I think GTA 6 could follow a very similar path. When you step back and look at Rockstar's marketing so far, the pattern becomes pretty obvious. Trailer 1, released back in December 2023, served one purpose. It announced the game. It wasn't trying to explain the story or introduce gameplay. It simply told the world, GTA 6 is real. It introduced Vice City, and reminded everyone why this franchise is so special. That trailer was all about setting the stage. Then came Trailer 2. This one shifted the focus completely. Instead of introducing the world, it introduced the people living in it. We learned much more about Jason. We saw where he lives. We met several supporting characters. Rockstar also gave us a better look at Lucia's situation. She starts the trailer in prison. Eventually she is released. Jason is waiting for her. And from that point forward, the two begin their journey together. Throughout the trailer, we see glimpses of robberies, parties, high-speed chases, quiet moments between the two protagonists, and all of it helps establish their relationship without revealing too much about the overall plot. Instead of selling us the world, Trailer 2 sold us the characters. Now here is where things start getting interesting. If Rockstar continues following the same general structure they've used in previous games, then Trailer 3 naturally becomes the point where they begin showing us what actually makes GTA 6 different. Not just visually, but mechanically. How does the gameplay work? What has changed since GTA V? What new systems have been added? Those are the questions fans are asking now, and Rockstar knows it. To understand why, let's look back at GTA V. The marketing campaign followed a surprisingly similar pattern. The first trailer introduced Los Santos and confirmed the game was in development. The second trailer shifted toward the story and introduced the main characters. Sound familiar? Because that is almost exactly what we've seen with GTA 6, but after that, Rockstar did something a little different. Instead of releasing a traditional third trailer, they released three separate character trailers. One focused entirely on Michael, another introduced Franklin, and the third was all about Trevor. Each trailer gave players a better understanding of who these characters were before finally moving into the gameplay reveal. Now, could Rockstar do something similar with GTA 6? It is definitely possible. They already have character biographies on their website, but reading a few paragraphs isn't the same as actually seeing those characters in action. Jason could easily get his own dedicated trailer explaining his past, his motivations, and how he ended up where he is today. Lucia could receive the same treatment. We know she served time in prison, but we still don't know the full story behind it. How did she get arrested? What happened? Why was she released? Those are questions Rockstar could answer without giving away major plot points. And if they choose to split those into two short character-focused trailers, that technically replaces the need for one traditional Trailer 3. Now, if Rockstar decided to follow the exact same strategy they used with GTA V, there's a good chance we could see separate character trailers before we ever get a dedicated gameplay showcase. But there is one big reason why I don't think that is the most likely scenario, and it all comes down to something Strauss Zelnick said earlier this year. Take-Two CEO made it clear that GTA 6 wouldn't follow the same slow, drawn-out marketing campaign we've seen with previous Rockstar titles. Instead, he described it as shorter, more concentrated, and much more aggressive once it begins. If that is still the plan, Rockstar probably doesn't have enough time to spend weeks releasing individual character trailers for Jason and Lucia. Especially when we're getting closer and closer to launch, think about where we are right now. The game is already available to pre-order. Special editions have been revealed. Collectors have started locking in their purchases. Yet, somehow, we still haven't been given a proper gameplay presentation. That is honestly pretty unusual. Most AAA games would have shown at least 10 or 15 minutes of uninterrupted gameplay by this point. Developers usually want players to understand exactly what they're buying. Rockstar has taken a completely different approach. They're asking people to trust the brand, and to be fair, that strategy has worked for them before. But GTA 6 is also one of the most expensive standard editions we've ever seen, so I completely understand why some people want to see more before spending their money. That is why I believe the longer Rockstar stays quiet, the more likely it becomes that whatever comes next will focus primarily on gameplay instead of another cinematic trailer. Because that is the biggest missing piece right now. We've already seen the atmosphere. We've already seen the protagonist. We've already seen the world. What we haven't really seen is how the game actually plays. Now, yes, I know some people will point out that Trailer 2 technically included gameplay footage, and they're not wrong. Rockstar even confirmed at the bottom of the trailer that everything had been captured directly on a PlayStation 5. So technically, we have seen gameplay, but here's the problem. Most of it is blended so seamlessly with cinematic camera work that it is almost impossible to tell where gameplay ends and scripted sequences begin. Take the scene where Jason walks into the house. That is actual in-game footage, but unless Rockstar told you, most people would probably assume it is just another cinematic cutscene. That is how polished the game already looks. The issue isn't whether we've seen gameplay, it is that we haven't seen gameplay being played. There is a huge difference. Players want to watch someone drive through Vice City without cinematic cuts. They want to see how combat feels, how shooting works, how NPCs react, what the new wanted system looks like, how stores function, what entering buildings feels like, how quickly characters move, what the user interface looks like. Those are the details that help people understand what kind of experience they're actually getting. And Rockstar knows fans are waiting for exactly that. One thing I think Rockstar could do is combine both ideas into a single trailer. The trailer opens with Jason and Lucia preparing for another job. There is dialogue between them, some story progression, maybe we finally learn what went wrong during the Rockstar keeps hinting at. Then, without warning, the cinematic camera slowly transitions into full gameplay. Jason walks out of the building, you take control, no cuts, no dramatic editing. Just pure gameplay, driving through Vice City, maybe even starting a small robbery. That would accomplish two things at once. It continues telling the story while also giving players the gameplay showcase they've been waiting months to see. Honestly, that would probably be the perfect Trailer 3. Another reason I lean toward gameplay being next is Rockstar's previous marketing history. Let's take Red Dead Redemption 2 as an example. Its first trailer introduced the world. The second focused more on the characters and overall story. The third started introducing actual mechanics and gameplay features, things like train robberies, camp management, random encounters, side activities. The game began feeling much more real because Rockstar stopped talking about it and started showing it, then came 2 dedicated gameplay videos. Each one focused entirely on explaining how different systems worked. Finally, right before release, they dropped the launch trailer, a short cinematic reminder that the game was almost here. When you look at that timeline, it follows a very logical progression. Reveal the world, introduce the characters, show the gameplay, build hype, launch the game. So far, GTA 6 has only completed the first 2 steps, and that is exactly why I think Rockstar may decide to skip several smaller reveals and go straight for one major presentation. Because at this point, gameplay is the one thing the community wants more than anything else. Now, let's talk about Rockstar's overall marketing timeline, because this is where things get really interesting. If you look back at GTA V and Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar didn't stop after just 2 trailers. GTA V ended up getting multiple character trailers, a gameplay showcase, and a launch trailer before release. Red Dead Redemption 2 followed a similar path with several story trailers, 2 dedicated gameplay videos, and finally a launch trailer. In total, both games received around 7 or 8 major trailers before launch. Now compare that to GTA 6. At the moment, we only have 2. Considering there are still a little over 3 months until release, there is definitely enough time for Rockstar to release 2 or 3 more videos before launch. Even if Take-Two is aiming for a shorter marketing campaign this time, I still think we'll end up with at least 5 major trailers, including the launch trailer. That feels like the minimum, and there might actually be a clue. A few days ago, Grand Theft Auto shared an interesting observation based on Google Trends. Every major GTA 6 announcement has caused search interest to explode. Every single one created a massive spike, but after each spike, interest slowly started to fall again. That is exactly what is happening right now. When pre-orders launched, GTA 6 completely dominated the internet. Now, a couple of weeks later, things have naturally cooled down. People are still excited, but they're not talking about it every single day anymore, and from a marketing perspective, that is usually the perfect time to release something new. Not while everyone's already talking about the game, but when the conversation starts slowing down, that is how you keep the hype alive over several months, instead of burning it all at once. Rockstar has always been incredibly strategic with their announcements. They don't release trailers just because fans are asking for them, they release them when they know they'll have the biggest impact. That is why I wouldn't be surprised if we're approaching the next phase of the marketing campaign. Personally, I think there is a very good chance we get something before the end of the month. Whether that is trailer 3, a gameplay reveal, or another batch of official information, it feels like the timing is starting to line up. Because even after the next trailer, Rockstar still needs room for a gameplay showcase and eventually the official launch trailer. There is simply too much left to show if the game is releasing in November. So after looking at Rockstar's history, their recent marketing strategy, and where we are in the release cycle, here is my prediction. I don't think Rockstar is going to stay silent for much longer. If I had to guess, I'd say the next major piece of marketing arrives within the next couple of weeks. Whether that is trailer 3, a gameplay presentation, or another official reveal. Something has to happen soon, and the reason is simple. Even after the next trailer, Rockstar still has plenty left to show before launch. There is gameplay, a launch trailer, more screenshots, potential developer interviews, maybe even hands-on previews for the press. The marketing campaign is only just beginning. One thing people often forget is that Rockstar has never marketed their games like other studios. Most publishers constantly post updates, developer diaries, and gameplay clips to keep players engaged. Rockstar does the exact opposite. They disappear, and then return with something that completely dominates the internet. We've seen it happen over and over again. Trailer 1 broke records, Trailer 2 broke records. The pre-order announcement took over social media for days. They know exactly how much attention this game gets. That is why they don't feel the need to constantly remind people it exists. At the same time, I completely understand why fans are getting impatient. We've been waiting years for this game. Every new screenshot gets analyzed frame by frame. Every Rockstar post turns into hundreds of theories. And every week without news feels longer than the last. So it is only natural that people are asking where trailer 3 is, especially now that we're getting closer to release. Personally, I think Rockstar is simply waiting for the right moment, not because they're behind, not because they're changing plans, but because timing is everything. If they release another trailer too soon after pre-orders, it competes with the excitement those announcements already created. Instead, they're likely waiting until the conversation starts to slow down. Then, they'll hit us with another huge reveal. And just like every other GTA 6 announcement, the entire internet will be talking about it again. As for what I expect next, if Rockstar gives us another cinematic trailer, I'll be happy. But if they skip straight to gameplay, I honestly think that is the better move. At this point, we've seen enough of Vice City. We've met the main characters, now it is time to see what actually makes GTA 6 different from every game that came before it. Because that is the one thing everyone is waiting for. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Now I want to hear yours. Do you think Rockstar is still planning to release trailer 3? Or do you think they'll go straight to a full gameplay showcase instead? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more GTA 6 news, updates, and discussions as we get closer to launch. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.